Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. I'm CJ from Poker for Life. Rob knows me as Karen, but most of you know me as CJ. And Jeremy's the founder of Poker for Life, and Sarah and Kelly are our team that make it all happen. We run a whole bunch of charity tournaments, but this one is a very special one for myself and for my dear friend Rob, because it's for MS. Before Poker for Life, Rob was throwing some live charity poker tournaments, and we got to join and with Poker for Life put them online. And even though I like to help all charities in the world, and a lot of you guys are here who we've done charity poker tournaments for, this one is particularly special because I have MS and Rob has MS, and we both met at an MS charity poker tournament. We both love poker, we both have MS, and thus we both created these continuing tournaments. So the fundraising has been unbelievable, not just the amount of money Rob's raised over all these years with the poker and with the MS walk that he does, but in general for MS, a very, very short time ago, like 25 years ago, there was like no medications at all. And then when there were just 3, and they were all injections. And I had to start on injections. And I remember asking my doctor, won't there ever be a pill? And they said, no, it has to be injections. Your body won't ever be able to take a pill. And thanks to research and fundraising, like things like tonight, they have now gone from 0 to 3 medications to about 21 medications. And they're all phenomenal, all for different aspects of MS. Rob might talk about it's finally the first one for his type of MS. And I'm finally able to be on a pill. So it's thanks to you guys for supporting this and making all the research happen that we can feel better every day. And here is Rob, the master of all these MS tournaments and the MS walk. And thank you for having us, Rob.
Okay, I'd like to say thank you all for joining this tournament. It's very personal to me. I've had MS for about 37 years. Since I was in college, I got my first symptoms, some numbness and some blindness in an eye. Over those years, it's gotten steadily worse, and it affects my balance quite a lot, my energy levels, my fine motor skills. And I think that the worst of it is that I kind of miss the person I used to be and wish I could do some of the things I used to do, play golf, button a shirt, cut a steak, things like that. And I really wish that I could be more physical as far as being with my kids, helping them move into apartments, helping them at college, and just and younger, be more playing sports and stuff with that, etc. And as those limitations hit me, I realized that I needed something that wasn't as physical, but more cerebral, and that led me to poker. And poker also led me into these MS fundraisers, which I've been fundraising for about 15 years for the society. This is our 6th poker tournament, and I've raised over $150,000 for the MS Society in the past 13 years. And live poker is getting tough for me now. As my fine motor skills are getting worse, I knock over chips, I have trouble picking up the cards, and online seems to be very friendly and forgiving to me on those things. And with that said, I'd like to thank Poker for Life. I'd like to thank Jeremy, CJ, Sarah, Kelly. I'd like to thank the MS Society, Annie, Dana, who couldn't be with us today, but everything they've done for me. and funding research for medication that I'm on. And I'd like to thank all of you for being here and playing in this tournament, because it's so much more than just a poker tournament to me. It means hope. They really need this, these funds, so please be generous. Please buy raffle tickets for the 65-inch TV and have a fun time. And good luck to everybody. And I would like to pass it on to Annie from the MS Society.
Hello, thank you so much, Rob, and thank you, CJ, as well. Thank you both for sharing your stories. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you this evening. My name is Annie Sibillo. I'm a senior manager at the MS Society, and on behalf of all of us at the Greater New York City Long Island chapter, I first off just want to say thank you all so much for being here tonight. It is so wonderful to see so many of you gathered here to support our mission and have a fun night of creating a world free of MS and supporting Team Prism Power for Walk MS Westchester. I'd also love to give a very special thanks to Poker for Lloyd for being our amazing host this evening. This marks the 6th annual Prism Power Poker Tournament. And Rob, I just have to say special thanks from me to you. You have been such an incredible champion of ours for so many years now. You have truly gone above and beyond with your support. So thank you so much for continuing to be a champion, be an MS advocate, and continuing to exemplify our mission. I'd also really love to give thanks to all of you who are here joining and participating tonight. By taking part in this tournament, I'm not sure if you all realize you are a part of something so much bigger than ourselves. You are all part of a global movement to stop MS in its tracks, restore what has been lost, and end MS forever. For those of you who are newer to the Society or don't know what we do, the MS Society exists so that no one has to face MS alone. Our mission is to cure MS while empowering people affected by MS to live their best lives. And I'd always like to point out here that we actually just added the word cure to our mission statement. It is not a word that we take or use lightly here, and so it was a very big deal for us that we feel confident enough that we have officially added it to our mission statement. The National MS Society was founded over 75 years ago by one woman's steadfast resolve to help her brother Bernard, who was living with MS. She placed a simple ad in the newspaper, and all of a sudden she started getting responses from dozens and dozens of people who were experiencing very similar symptoms at the time. Our progress and breakthroughs are accelerating, and I am very proud to say, I think CJ touched on this a little bit before, she knows her history, but I'm very proud to say that we have achieved more in just the past 5 years than in the 70 that have preceded it, and it will take all of us to continue this momentum. There are more breakthroughs for MS than any other neurological disease out there right now, and the MS Society has paved the way for all of the 20 plus treatments that we have available, none of which existed just 30 years ago, which is so crazy to think about. We all have such a huge responsibility to lead the MS movement, deliver results, and continue to drive the research that we support forward. And that is more crucial now than ever before. So please all believe me when I say there are no small parts in our movement, and we will not stop until a cure has been found. I always say I hope one day I will be out of a job simply because we have finally found that cure. We are determined to let absolutely nothing stand in our way, and I know a surefire way that we're going to get there is together. So just thank you all so much for taking a part in this important work. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and helping create a world free of MS. I wish you all the best of luck. And next up, I'd like to turn it over to our video from the MS Society called We Believe. Thank you.
My name is Emily, and I live with MS. On a good day, I am walking fine. I can do just about everything I want to do.
My dad's doing pretty well. He's still walking, he still works full time.
With my new infusion, I am having more better days than bad days.
My knees feel good. I can actually feel all 10 of my toes.
I haven't had any symptoms or episodes in a long time. I think the rate at which we're finding discoveries in MS is pretty astounding.
A generation or two ago, people had no treatment options to turn to. The medications have really changed the course.
When Jean was diagnosed, she had been an avid cyclist, biking 40 miles every single morning.
People call me Dash. That's my nickname, because how I move rather quickly.
Altogether, I served for about 12 years, from 1991 to 2003.
Married to the person of my dreams, feeling really stable. And then everything just got ripped out.
Within a couple of years of her diagnosis, she was wheelchair bound, and just a few years later, she was bed-bound quadriplegic.
The doctors told me they weren't sure if I'd be able to walk without a walker or walk anymore.
I couldn't run. It would just mess with me in my mind, like Dash couldn't run.
My mom also had MS. I can only hope that when it comes to my MS, that it does not impact me as much as it did her.
You cry because you mourn your former self.
I'm thinking about my body holding up every day for the rest of my life. And that sucks. That really sucks.
But we're resilient. We always have been. All these drugs that we have to slow down the progression of the disease is great, but what I would like to see in my lifetime is an actual cure.
We've really come a far way in such a short amount of time.
If we continue doing what we're doing, raising more money, supporting more research, we will find a cure.
Talk to us, reach out to us, listen, because the only way we can find a cure is with help from everybody.
We have to go on offense. We have to change the course of this.
And I don't think that's a lot to ask.
There's a lot more that we can do.
Well, I appreciate everybody's attention, and I want to thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks
you
guys
all.
so much
Thank
for
you
listening.
for listening.
No, that's it. And I think we're all ready to just about get this night kicked off. Rob, did you want to say anything to the people before we start the night?
I wanted to say, let's do this all for raising money for MS and shuffle up and deal.